What's up, everybody? Welcome to another show, NBA show from SBR. We got the gang back together, the three-piece. Your host, Jay Money, that's Jordan Sharp, aka John Wick, and that's Junior Brown, aka Mr. Brown. So as we ready to get to some cash today, guys. Jordan, we hadn't seen you in a little while. How you been, my guy?
Good. Been taking it light. A little busy with work the last few days and other stuff. So haven't really made a ton of picks. But last night you followed me on Twitter. Made a little money last night under Golden State and Cleveland cash pretty easily. Even though with Sexton ruled in, the total went up a couple points. I thought about hitting it again. I didn't. Should have because other than Golden State's very high scoring first half, that one was pretty slower down and defensive second half. So felt good getting the win. Can't get too high on the wins, though. Can't get too low on the losses. So we're right back at it here on Friday, and interested to see what you guys have to say about this slate. How about you, Junior?
Could have been better. It was good, but it could have been better. I had Phoenix trifecta. They hit that first quarter. They didn't manage to cover the second quarter. The first half or full game spread. The Kings came to play, so I got to give them credit where credit's due. But I did hit another money line parlay. I'd be hitting those money line parlays, and I got another one cooked up for y'all today. So let's get it, Jay. How was your day yesterday, brother?
Yeah, it was a good day for me yesterday. No bets, so I didn't get pissed off. I didn't gain any money, but I didn't lose any. So it's a good day, to be honest with you. I actually liked the way yesterday went. Got to watch some games, just be a fan. Didn't sweat out any games. So I'm not in a bad mood, to be honest with you. But still pissed from a couple of days ago, to be honest with you. But let's get to it today, man. Today is what we're here for, man. We got the Pacers versus Jazz here, Jordan. Got to go to you on this Pacers squad. So the Jazz laying 10 here. They sit at 41-14 on the year. Obviously, the best record in the league in the NBA. The Pacers sit at 2 games under 500 over here in the East, 26-28. Jordan, you liking the double digits with your squad here today, the hometown squad, or you like anything on the total here?
Would have to know Miles Turner's status before I do anything, side or total, I think, on this game. Because if you do like the Pacers, I don't see how without him, they're already not a great rebounding team, and then you take away Miles Turner, who's 5 or 6 rebounds a game as well, and then you're only left with either Sabonis or Goga to go against Rudy Gobert tonight. Or this afternoon in a few hours. That's tough when you're on the road and already giving up a body down low. So tough for me to get involved with the Pacers unless I know Turner's status. I also kind of tough for me to get involved in the under, which would be my official lean for this game. If Turner's not down there clogging up the paint and blocking shots for the Pacers, they tend to play more up in pace with Sabonis at the 5. They tend to run a lot more without him, where they play a little bit more of a half set with him picking and popping and stuff sometimes. So it's hard for me to get involved with anything until I know his status. But these afternoon games tend to lean under anyways. They always seem to be a little sleepy coming out, and considering this is a noon local time start or 1 o'clock, whatever it is, it's early for both these teams out there. So with leaning the under, I need Turner to play, though. I think if he does play, I might jump on that.
Huge question mark, I must say. Miles Turner sitting there questionable here. Him and Doug McDermott here, Junior. I know that Derek Favors is listed doubtful for the Jazz. Clarkson is likely to come back probable here. Ingles as well. Probably, Ingles just sitting out that last game, Junior. You like anything in this one? Pacers double-digit underdogs, and we got a total of 233.5, Junior.
So I'm a pretty stubborn guy, as you well know. And I feel like I should have hit that Phoenix trifecta yesterday. And I know one thing has nothing to do with the other, but it kind of does, because I look at Phoenix and Utah as kind of just being linked. 2 teams that have overachieved and now are kind of fighting for that one spot out west, with the Clippers, right on their heels. Here's the thing. So the Pacers are not covering spreads. I keep saying that every single time they get brought up. They're just absolutely not covering spreads. They've covered less than 10 spreads in the last almost 30 games. The Jazz are coming off 2 days rest, and the NBA 2 days rest is pretty damn rare. It seems like these games are just stacked one on top of the other. Miles Turner most likely not to play, and if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. I see that as Donovan Mitchell getting to the basket with no fear. Even if Miles Turner was playing, he's still going to have no fear. Anyways, without Miles Turner, he absolutely is going to have no fear. Jordan mentioned Pacers are not a good rebounding team, and they need Miles Turner to help with that problem. Well, I've mentioned before, he's a pathetic rebounder for a dude his size, especially considering his defensive prowess and defense rebounding is part of defense. So every single thing that I've just said is my case. There was the case that I built for myself to take the Utah Jazz, who win at home by an average of 15 points a game against a team that doesn't ever really cover spreads anymore. I'm on the Jazz all day, all night in this. It seems kind of square, I guess. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna keep cashing with the Jazz, so let's do it.
Exactly, and the line will go either way. You know how today's NBA is. Turner questionable. If he's in, it'll go down. If he's out, it'll go up for the Jazz. So this line right here, I mean, like I say, if you like the Jazz, you take them down. If you like the Pacers, you possibly wait for Turner. Obviously, it might not be full strength. They really just need him out there for a defense. It is kind of a little revenge spot for the Pacers. They did lose by 8 to the Jazz earlier this year. Obviously, they were at full squad. The Pacers, I'll be honest with you guys, I wouldn't look to bet them at the house. They seem to be terrible against the spread at the house, but it's kind of it's the opposite on the road. That's when they come to play on the road. So tough game for me. Kind of with Jordan there, would need to see Turner in there. Need full squad for the Pacers. Obviously go up against Jazz. Couple of days off. Nothing for me on that game, man, to be honest with you. Could go either way. Let's get to this next one, though, Jordan, or go to Junior or Jordan. It don't matter, whichever one, man. Clippers versus 76ers, my guys. Jordan, we got the 76ers laying -3 here they're sitting at the top of the East right now, 38-17 on the season, Jordan. The Clippers, they're trying to fight for the top of the West, we're sitting at number 3, number 4 right now. Clippers sitting at 39-18, Jordan. Your 3-point underdogs in this game. Obviously, Kawhi questionable. You like anything in this one, my guy?
I wrote this one up for the website, so I'll be brief because this is obviously the game of the night here, or at least one of them, along with one of the ones we'll talk about here in just a minute. But yeah, I mean, like the Clippers, the top team in the East versus the Clippers here. I think I like the Clippers simply because I think Kawhi Leonard comes back tonight. I don't quote me on that, obviously, but it just feels like, they baked in a little load management to the schedule when they saw they played Detroit twice and Indiana sandwiched in there on a third game in 4 nights, and they're like, you know what? Just to go ahead and sit the night. We got this. And, now that they're approaching a little bit tougher of a stretch of schedule, including the top team in the East tonight, I'm kind of hoping he comes back tonight because if he does, I definitely will be on the +3. Tobias Harris, questionable. Dwight Howard, questionable. If Tobias doesn't play, that's a ton of shooting. I say this every time Tobias Harris has some sort of injury question mark or whatever, but when he doesn't play, their shooting it takes a noticeable downgrade, and I don't know if they'll be able to recover from that against a team that's as good on defense as the Clippers are. Both teams riding really immense hot streaks right now, ATS wise. I think I like the team I think I like the better team in my opinion. No offense to the Sixers, but I like the Clippers here +3.
Got you. Yeah, unfortunately, the 3 won't be there if Kawhi is ruled in. Like I was just saying with the last game, the 3 is not going to be there, unfortunately. So it's kind of one of those, if you think Kawhi's going to play, maybe take the 3. It is a revenge spot, though, Junior. I'm not saying the 76ers aren't his boys. The Nets are his boys. But the 76ers, Junior's made some cheddar with them here, Junior. A little revenge spot for them. Obviously, Doc Rivers facing his old team here, Junior. They lost by 122-112 in L.A. Do you think they come home and get some revenge in this spot, Junior?
Probably. And I'm pretty close to taking it. I'm just kind of like, I don't want to be the guy that goes against the Clippers and what they're doing because they're really hot right now, regardless of who's playing. I hate stepping in front of teams that are on a winning streak, but the Sixers are 16-10 ATS at home. They're a much better home team than they are on the road. And the other thing is that people underestimate. I mean, if you watch a lot of Clippers basketball, Clippers have no interior defense. Joel Embiid did not play in that last game, and he's playing in this game, so he should be able to get whatever he wants against this Clippers front court. So my heavy lean is actually towards the under 220.5, as well as the 76ers. I don't ever give out like actual real parlays, but like for myself, I might sprinkle a little Sixers -2.5, under 220.5, but I don't do those on the show, so that's not an official play.
Got you. Yeah, obviously Tobias Harris, I saw that question mark as well. That is huge. I know kind of somebody was saying when I was giving KD shit the other day about not playing, choosing to play versus the Timberwolves, giving them 31 points and then not playing in the next game, national TV game. The exact same thing we saw Harden do. You know what I'm saying? Kind of took some heat. They're like, oh, maybe they're not showing all their cards. Man, come on, bro. So, and when I saw Harris, I just said all that to say that maybe, you know what I'm saying, if I saw Harris questionable here with a little knee issue, maybe they're trying to hold him out, not trying to show all their cards or something. But obviously, obviously, like Junior said, Joel Embiid here, huge matchup problem. This is the type of game that the Clippers would need Serge Ibaka. He already isn't a huge paint presence, but he is, you know what I'm saying? We know he's nicknamed a blocker. So they would need him in here. He still doesn't necessarily match up size-wise versus Embiid, but would probably do a lot better than Zubac, in my opinion. Zubac's taller, but it's just not necessarily that athletic like Ibaka is. So it's going to be a tough matchup for him. Embiid is the guy for probably the MVP in the league. It's a tough matchup pretty much for anybody, man. He gets to the free throw line, so it's crazy to say I'd possibly actually lean Sixers here. I'd need full squad, though. Obviously, I'd need Tobias Harris. I think Kawhi will play. The type player he is, I think that he'll come to play in this game. He one of those there. He wants the smoke, big game. KD is hard. Softies over there, man. All right, sorry, guys, but let's get to the next game. Oh, speaking of the Nets, we got the Hornets here facing the Nets. Line opened up at 13.5, guys, down to 12.5. Junior, your boys over here, they sit at 37-18 on the year. 2 seed, 1 game back of the 76ers for their top spot in the East. They're facing the Hornets here, Junior, sitting at 27-27, down a bunch of guards here, I must say. Do you agree with this line going down towards the Hornets, Junior?
Yeah, because the Nets don't cover double-digit spreads. I mean, every time they're a double-digit favorite, they don't cover the spread. So I'm not falling for that again. Obviously, the Hornets, you know what I mean? They have mad injuries, so that's why I can't take the points with the Hornets either. So it's just a pass for me. I'm not interested in the Nets this many points, and I'm not interested in the Hornets with this many injuries.
Got you. Well said, my guy. Jordan, do you agree with the line move? This total sitting at 220, 2.5 as well, Jordan? We know how those Nets are, like to run and gun, not play a ton of defense. Are you looking at maybe a little first half over here or some full game over, Jordan?
I'm actually kind of looking at the other direction on the total. I mean, you look back at the last time these two teams played, and there was, 100 points or 200 points total scored. And they were a lot healthier, I think, than they are tonight. I know the Nets weren't, but the Hornets certainly were. I think Hayward, Washington, Devontae Graham all played in that game. They still only scored 89 points against this Nets team. Now, a little bit of a different situation here, but I mean they're still on the road. I don't know how Charlotte scores points tonight. They've been under 103 straight games or 2 straight. I know the Nets don't play defense, and that's the problem, Jay. Like exactly the reason why it's still a lean and not official play for me, because I can't trust the Nets to take them seriously in a little sandwich spot where they've been on the road twice and have to go right back out on the road against Miami here probably tonight or tomorrow morning. So, like Junior said, it's a double-digit spread for a reason, but absolutely Brooklyn could just play around with these guys and not cover until late in the game. So lean under, heavy lean on the under, but haven't gotten there yet.
Gotcha. Yeah. So they scored. So it's almost 3 games. They scored 101 versus the Hawks. So almost sub 100. But we definitely get what you're saying there, Jordan. 93 and then 90 against the Cavs and then the Lakers. I don't know how you only scored 90 against the Cavs, to be honest with you. That would have me scared in this game. If you like the Hornets, just my thoughts on it. If it was me, I'd take the Nets here. Obviously, with it's a bunch of guys down with Junior. I'm not in a hurry to lay double digits with anybody. We saw last night the Suns are light years better than the Kings and came in bushing around their game. So it just lets you know that this double digits, even though it should be in theory smack city spot, it's just not always that easy. Obviously Harden out, Kyrie and KD in. They're coming off a loss. Like I said, I think it should be Nets smack city spot, to be honest with you. So look, you already down PJ Washington, Monk, Devontae Graham, Wanamaker's questionable now. These boys run out of ball handlers. Can't remember. So Hayward and Ball, I already think there was going to be a different team without that. Now you're missing Graham as well and PJ Washington. You missed some of your size. If the Nets wanted to, they'd come in here and smack them by 20. But obviously, it's all about motivation, guys. And they price on it, they just smack them up. Sometimes teams come in and think they could be too easy. So Nets are nothing for sure for me. I actually don't agree with they going down from 13.5 to 12.5. It'd be Nets or nothing for me in this one, my guys. But I'm not putting money on it. Let's get to the next one here. We got the Grizzlies versus the Bulls, Jordan. Michael Jordan Sharp, the Bulls. So look, this game kind of pissed me off, Jordan. I was going to be all over the Bulls yesterday. Yeah. And I kind of took a loss. And I told a girl, how do I feel like I got fired on my day off, man? I feel like Craig or something, man. But no, I was going to be all over the Bulls here. Obviously, Zach LaVine will be out 7-10 days, health and safety protocols or whatever. He probably went to the strip club or something, Jordan. But what do you think? Grizzlies up to 3.5. It was at 4, down to 3.5. Do you think that is it be a little Ciroc on the ice? The Grizzlies overlook them, or can the Bulls? Can they get it done? Can they score points without LaVine, Jordan?
If you're the Grizzlies, I don't think you're overlooking anybody with the stretch of schedule that you have coming up starting tonight. I mean, like they're in the mode of they got to win every game, and I think they're probably looking at this one as this is a very winnable game now that we don't have to deal with 25 points per game from Zach LaVine. I mean, the Bulls' offense this year has not been great with him not on the floor. Let's just put it that way. And against the Grizzlies team with a ton of young wing defenders, now that can focus on the other areas of the backcourt for the Bulls, give Kobe White the business tonight, who's probably going to have to play a ton of more minutes in LaVine's stead. Like, this Bulls team is already struggling to score points with this new roster. Now you're telling me they lose their best player and they're suddenly going to be able to score enough to win this game against a Memphis team that, has been giving up a ton of points lately. It's probably one of the reasons why I'm keeping away from them. But if that trend reverses, would love the under here. If it wasn't for the Grizzlies defense, I don't know if they're going to completely show up here, but their defense has trended better on the road this year than at home. You're going against a team down their best player in their house. The best way to win this game for the Grizzlies would be on defense. So 221, 220.5, maybe a little too much for this one. I don't know if I trust the Grizz just yet with some of the point totals they've been giving up here lately on the road, especially on the road. That's kind of what it's not as much. It's the kind of trend is reversing. It's starting to reverse a little bit with them being better at defense on the road. So I think I'm going to pass, but lean to the under.
That's a shot. And I figured you'd say that too, Jordan. It's if the Bulls are going to stay in this team, because without LaVine Jr., the Bulls are obviously the offense is a lot more anemic, but their defense is still going to be there. So in my opinion, if the Bulls have to stay close in this game, it has to be with defense. They're going to have to come in and lock up and slow the game down. In my opinion, Jordan, I think the under would be the play here. Junior, are you riding with the Grizzlies, laying at 3.5 with the Grizzlies on the road?
Not laying the 3.5, but it's half of my money line parlay. I got a money line parlay. Grizzlies, Blazers plays plus 175. Jordan mentioned one of the key factors, other than the fact that Zach LaVine is not playing, as to why I'm taking the Grizzlies in this spot. After today, they play at Milwaukee, at Denver, at the Clippers, at Portland twice, and then at Denver again. So this is the game that they have to win. In that stretch, first of all. Second of all, we all know what the Bulls are without Zach LaVine, and that's not too much. Even with him, they're a good ATS team, but they don't win games. These two teams played each other just the other day, and they scored 90 points with Zach LaVine in the lineup. So I can't imagine they're going to score much more than 100 without him, because obviously, any team can have an off day. Other guys could step up today, but are they really going to score more than like 105 points in this game? I doubt that very much. I think Memphis is also another thing that Jordan mentioned. They can't take any wins for granted. The Warriors all of a sudden have come to life and started winning all kinds of games, and are already a half game behind Memphis. So just a lot going on for the Grizzlies. We talk about motivation. They're definitely the more motivated team in this spot. So Grizzlies money line for me.
Got you, guys. So, and to be honest with you, not to talk anybody out of the Grizzlies, I know Zach LaVine is out, but I can say that, in my opinion, I do think it's an actually more motivated spot for the Bulls. They're coming off 4 straight losses. They are down their star player. We have saw a team, and to be honest with you, at one point in the season, it's like, oh, star player's out. You take that team. You see other people step up, and you see the other team kind of sort of just not take the team as serious. So I know the Grizzlies need every game, and obviously the other game, both teams are just playing 5 games in 7 nights, all on the road for the Bulls. So I know in that game, I was like, I'm glad. If you guys remember, listen to the show, I said that I'm going for the Grizzlies in that game, because when they face off again, I'll be all over the Bulls. Obviously, no Zach LaVine. I'm not taking the Grizzlies here, guys. So I'm not taking. It's still Bulls or nothing for me. I am laying off. I understand why it's coming down from 4 to 3.5. Like I say, they're all 4 straight losses back at the house, off a terrible loss as well to the Magic. You had no business losing. So I possibly be looking towards Vucevic props. Obviously, if their offense is going to flourish tonight, he's going to have to be the key that makes it go. It'll have to be point guard Vooch out there tonight. So I can't wait to watch the game, see how they look without LaVine, because they're going to be without him for a little while. But I can say, in my opinion, off 4 straight losses, the Bulls sitting at the 10th seed, only 1 game back from the Raptors. I think that the Bulls have more to play for, and I'm not laying 3 with the Grizzlies on the road, my guys. Let's get to the next game. We got the Nuggets versus the Rockets. Oh boy. They're laying 8.5 here, Jordan. It's Nuggets or nothing for me. That's all I got on this one, my guys. What you liking, Jordan?
I think it's probably over or nothing for me in this one on the total side of things. You got a Nuggets team that's given up 112 points per 100 possessions on the road defensively this year in an unmotivating spot against a Rockets team that's been playing a lot better on offense lately, cashing overs with great regard because their defense has been just terrible during that same stretch. So you got the perfect storm for them, combined with Denver, who obviously without Jamal Murray, it kind of hurts. You can't really compare. I think the first meeting of these two teams had way back at the beginning of the season without him in this one. But at the same time, Houston kind of dictated pace in that one, and that was a game where Denver played at home, and they just got whatever they wanted. And I think Denver probably can look at this game and say, hey, we got a couple days off after tonight. We really could have a chance to get some pretty good rest here in this up until before our next game in Memphis. I don't see them taking Houston too seriously tonight. So I think I keep talking myself into the over here. I'm not sold quite yet on the Houston Rockets offense against the Denver defense because I do think that matchup could be troublesome if Denver's motivated tonight. But tell me why. I mean, they really don't have any need to take the Rockets very seriously tonight, especially without like a game tomorrow or the next day, and kind of just go out there and say, hey, quick little road trip. We're back home. Let's just get the win. Not really have to exert too much energy tonight. So lean over on this one.
Got you. Junior, what you like anything in this Nuggets versus Rockets spot? Land 8.5 on the road here, Junior. Like anything in this one?
Yeah, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Michael Porter Jr. over 21.5 points. I bet that pretty heavy. I don't usually do prop bets as official plays, but that's an official play for show.
Got you. Hey, and somebody in the chat, I just saw somebody in the chat say MPJ props over, and they looking at this 420 Vegas. Say like Wood points over as well, guys, for you prop guys. And like I said, I'd be looking, guys, hook me up with the Vucevic prop in that Bulls game. Let's see what that Vucevic prop is, because he's gonna be their best offense tonight. Even if they lose, get blown out, I could see Vucevic scoring, going for 25, 30, showing his, showing out in this one tonight. So that's the prop that I would be looking at. But yeah, Wood and MPJ, I could see those hitting, my guy. I like that from my guy Junior there. Sharp. It's a sharp way of looking at it for sure. Let's get to this next game. Heat versus Timberwolves. A dandy here. Oh, we got Jimmy going back to Mini. Is Karl-Anthony Towns gonna play? We're not sure yet. Huge question mark here, Jordan Sharp, John Wick. You like anything in this one? We land 6.5 with the Heat on the bounce back, or do the Timberwolves try to play their best game of the year versus Jimmy Buckets?
Yeah, I don't know if you're the Wolves. I don't know how Jimmy's been back there in so many iterations now for a few times. Like, it's just, and I don't know if it's lost its muster a little bit. I don't know, but it is the first time this season, so I guess maybe not with fans, having to be in the building and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. Tough for me to get involved with the Timberwolves, even though they have looked a little bit better here lately, but not over their last two games, obviously, since they returned home. So tough for me to get involved with either side of this one. I think the line's pretty sharp. Probably will just pass, but if you gave me a free play, I think I'd have to lay. It'd be laying the points or nothing for me.
Got you. I kind of feel that same way, Junior. What you like in this one? Do you think Jimmy? I don't care. I like the way Jimmy Butler is built. And I know that he's going to come to play, try. It's always going to be back in his head. Man, let's go smack these boys bums up. Junior, what you think on this? Surprise, this one went on the money line parlay, my guy.
Yeah, I mean, I swear to God, I thought about it, that angle. The first thing I thought about when I saw this game, and it's in Minnesota. Jimmy's, he's had this circle for a minute. I just don't like what I see from the Heat every time I watch him play basketball. I just can't. I can't pretend like I don't see what I see, and I see that it's a team that's super inconsistent. Jimmy's balling, like he's actually having one of his better seasons, but his teammates haven't really come to play. Like I mentioned, I'm actually gonna go watch them on Saturday. I'm on Sunday against the Nets, so I'll be able to see what's really good in person. But I mean, bro. You already know. Last year I was all over the Heat. I can't even remember the last time I made a Heat play on this show. I'm all the way off the Heat right now, so this game's a pass for me.
Yeah, this is so unfair because Karl-Anthony Towns questionable right now. If he's in, it'll go down, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, maybe 5.5, 5. If he's out, though, this is going to go up to 8.5, 9. So it's just so unfair. It's like they just kind of throw out a line, an iffy line, you know what I'm saying? But it happens, though. But obviously, Karl-Anthony Towns questionable here. The line's going to go. It's likely going to move 2 to 3 points either way, guys. So, I mean, you can wait on that. Obviously, if he's out, I'd really like the Heat in. If he's in, I'd possibly still like because Bam Adebayo can bang with Karl Anthony Towns, but I could see Karl Anthony Towns coming in playing inspired basketball for multiple reasons here. So I could see many playing one of their better games a year, but obviously the Heat off a couple of losses. I'm not a huge fan of this Heat team, but they are coming off a couple of games. They were facing a lot better defensive teams than this Timberwolves squad, coming off versus the Suns and the Nuggets. This is the last game of your road trip. Do you want to go 1-3 on your road trip, or you want to go 2-2? If they take this game serious, in theory, they should be able to smack. They got a lot better shooters here. Like I say, they just coming off a couple games facing a lot better defenses. So, in my opinion, they should be able to feast on this Timberwolves defense. I want to take the Heat. I'm with Joint. Them boys have not looked good, man. Every time I lay points with them, they take my cheddar. So definitely heavy lean to Heat for me, -6.5. Let's get to the next game, my guys. You got the Blazers versus the Spurs here. Blazers sitting at 31-23 on the season. Number 6 sitting at 6th seed in the West, and the Spurs sit at 26-27, the game back 500, sitting at 10th seed in the West here, Junior. Who you think is going to win this one, Spurs versus Blazers?
So I took the Blazers. I already said this on my money line parlay. The Blazers have a chance to kind of bounce back here. I always talk about quality of wins and quality of losses. Really, like to me, it really matters who beat you and who you beat. Check this out. So since March 19th, the only teams that the Blazers have beat is they beat Miami, which at Miami, so it's a pretty good win, I guess. But then they beat Orlando, Toronto, Detroit. Oklahoma City, Detroit again. I mean, the point I'm trying to make is they don't beat good teams. Now, the Spurs should qualify as a good team, but I think they're kind of being overvalued here. Between the two teams, the Blazers are clearly the better team. Home court advantage hasn't really meant much for the Spurs lately. I just think that if the Blazers are ever going to bounce back and get right, and because they've had a good season, it's just lately they've been in this weird funk. I don't think it's a coincidence that this has also been the time where Damian Lillard has played some of his worst basketball of the season. I just don't think that this is going to last forever. And I think that the Spurs for the Blazers, because if you watch the show, you'll know I rarely have money on the Blazers. I think this is a team that the Blazers can exploit and the Blazers can take advantage of. And they're just better than them. So I think this number is short. The price is right for me. I'm on the Blazers.
I fucking love it, Junior. I do. Jordan, what you liking in this one, my guy? Well, look, total's still up 231.5, 234.5. Jordan going to be, let's see, first half over.
But usually, look, you guys know me by now. If I see a total which is in the mid 230s, upper 230s, I'm usually all day on the under. But I feel like this game is going to be like a first. Whoever gets to 120 first is going to win this game. Like, because we talk about target scores a lot in this show. Like that's whoever gets to that point total first is just going to win that game because it's going to just be up and down with very little defense. The Blazers' defense on the road is absolutely ridiculously bad sometimes. The Spurs at the same time can play defense, but they just have, been kind of tanking. And so their first half defense tends to be pretty good. And then they tend to just open the floodgates and let things go in the second half. I'm kind of with you guys though, man. Like if I'm making a play on this game, I'm probably gonna have to tell you guys on the Blazers here. I don't know, Jay, if you like him or not too, but I know Junior does. At 2.5, Jordan, I agree with Junior.
Jordan,
it just seems short. Yeah, what's up?
Let's go. I want to make it a trifecta on the show, my guy. Please.
Let's do it. I'm ready. You got revenge game Blazers. You got coming off of a bad loss, coming off 2 straight losses if you're the Blazers. I feel like I kind of looked at this game, but like if this isn't a trap, it's the only favorite I like today. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to do it, guys, because I just can't talk myself off of the Portland Trail Blazers right now.
It's the Blazers for me, guys. I'm on the money line, not getting bit like I did last time versus the Mavs. Obviously, if you guys know, this line opened up at a pick. You had plenty of chance to get it at pick or money line. I'm on the Blazers to win this game. I'm not on the 2.5. I still think they'll get it done. Give me the Blazers. I got on my black and red. I got my OG shirt on. It's the fire. I will be in the car blazing up. You see what I'm saying? It's the fire blazing for me, man. Revenge spot. The last game they didn't have McCullough. They didn't have Nurkic. They were in the funk then. This Blazers team is a tricky squad because they'll go in the funk. They'll be hot red hot, and then they'll go on the phone. So they've lost 4 out of 5. Obviously, it is kind of tough. They're going on the road here, first game in a while. And just a little bit of inside info, Damian Lillard just had twins not too long ago. And so the games at the house, they've been losing. He said it. He hadn't been getting a lot of sleep. He said his boy twin been sleeping. But he said his girl, she don't like sleep. She don't do sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, okay. When Damian Lillard go on the road, he'll actually get some rest then. He'll become the play. Give me the fucking Blazers, man. Give me the Blazers. Fire blaze them all that. Dame time, all that. Spurs, it's a revenge spot. They beat them 125-104. All boxes checked for me, guys. It's just, you know what I'm saying, one unit play. Don't go crazy on this. People tell me they lost all their money with their Mavs. I'm not telling anybody to go heavy. I don't care how many boxes it check. Give me the Blazers. Small play for me, my guys. Next game up, Knicks versus Mavs. Knicks versus Mavs here, Jordan. Mavs land 6 here. I did see Alec Burks off the bench. He will be out in this game. Noel as well is questionable here. Knicks, they was taking care of me for a while, man. I didn't hop on the last game. I think they covered 7 straight, Jordan. You like anything in this one?
It's tough to not like the under here, but I mean, at the same time, you got team New York's coming in to cash the over 2 straight times because they've been scoring with ease. Now, granted, they played teams that were definitely not as good defensively. At least the Lakers are pretty good, obviously, but without some of their best players. But New Orleans, obviously, not that good on that end of the court. But now you're coming in against a team that you just only scored 85 points against just a few days ago. So it's tough for me to not like the under here. But this number is so small that, like, I say all the time with these totals that we think are just easy money unders. The first team to 105 is gonna win. Sometimes they go into overtime, but mostly it's just one of those quarters could get hot from beyond the three. One of those teams could get hot from beyond the 3-point line in one quarter and just screw that over because 210 is just not a lot of points in an NBA basketball game when you're dealing with a team that has Luka Doncic on it. So I'm really hesitant to probably bet the under here. But if you gave me a free play on this game, that's probably where I would go. I'm not touching the spread just for the simple reason that I think Dallas could easily cover it, but at the same time, 6 is a lot of points when you're only dealing with a total of 210.5. So probably going to stay away from this game. Definitely going to be a nice one to watch, though. A little bit of a rematch style to see if the Knicks can get some revenge coming off of a couple weeks ago? I guess 2 weeks ago today. So tough though. Be a tough game for the Knicks either way.
Exactly. Jordan, you like Junior, you like anything in this one? Tough little spread, I must say. The Mavs, they could get some momentum after that Luka Doncic shot, that 3, you know what I'm saying? They could propel them to some wins here. Obviously, they did already beat the Knicks. Would you like anything in this one, Junior?
Yeah, heavy lean to the Knicks. Heavy lean to the Knicks. They've just been covering spreads. You're going to give me 6 points. Now, in the last game, I actually took the under, and the total ended up the final score is 99-86. So, and the reason I think that happens with these two teams, not only because the Knicks play great defense, the Mavs are the 4th slowest paced team in the league. The Knicks are the slowest paced team, and the Knicks pace is like 96.3. That last game was played at 95.1. So these two teams play like extra slow, which is why that total is so low, I think. I just have so much action right now. I just need to chill and crunch the numbers a little bit more. I see some books are already going to -5.5, which I'm definitely not going to be on. I need 6 or more if I'm going to take the Knicks. So for now, it's just a lean.
You got 6s. You got 6s, my guy.
No, but I'm saying I don't love it, because I'm afraid that the Mavs could go on a little bit of a run here. The Mavs have won 7 of 10, but they've been in a little funk in the last 4 or 5 games, right? I think that's a blip, not a trend. I think Rick Carlisle is the kind of coach that he wasn't celebrating that Luka shot. He was like, y'all should have lost that goddamn game. Y'all need to tighten up. And let's get to work. So, I'm kind of wary of betting against the Mavs here at home. The Knicks on the road. Yeah, I'm going to just stay away from it for now. I'm not telling you to bet on anything I don't have money on. I do not have money on this game, so it's a pass for now.
I think that's the toughest game on the board, to be honest with you. You got a red-hot Knicks squad, to be honest with you. It's tough to go against them. Then you have a Mavs squad that's likely about to get red-hot from that one shot. It's going to propel them. They did play a terrible game. They will likely play a lot better game here. The Knicks, it is a revenge spot for them, but in all honesty, the Mavs offense is just so much better than the Knicks. That's why they went over there and beat them in their house. I believe they rested somebody as well. Like they weren't even really ready for that game. And it's like they go out there willy-nilly, smack them up by 10 with ease. So if they come to play here, I can see them doing the same thing at the house off of a bad game. It's a tough game, guys. Tough game. Jordan, any more games? No more games, right? Shit, that's pretty much it. That's it, my guys. Jordan, break them off with your officials.
Yeah, not unless you guys want to talk this OKC Detroit game.
Come on, man.
I already know the answer. I already know the answer to that question, baby. Let's go. All right, we're blazing it up tonight. Blazers money line. I'm even like 2.5. I'll work backwards here. If Kawhi's playing, I will immediately jump on Clippers +3. These are all the total leans today: over Denver, Houston, under Memphis, Chicago, under Charlotte, Brooklyn. I'll probably tweet out again which one of those I jump on if I do any of them.
Let's get it. Junior, what you liking, my guy? JB, Mr. Browne.
Yeah, Utah trifecta. The money line parlay that I got, Blazers and the Grizz. It's pretty much it for now. Just gonna chill, try to take it easy and just keep learning. Oh, and Michael Porter Jr. Over 21.5 points. Got you.
Yeah, the NBA has been pretty crazy, guys. I must say, I almost don't even feel like an expert on it. I could bet every single game and lose my ass. Not going to happen. I'm with the Blazers, though. I got on there to picks. The Blazers money line for me. I still like the 2.5, but my money is on pick. I just need them to win the game. I need Dame Lillard to come to play. Nurkic, McCollum. Powell, we're going to need you to show. These are the type of games, in my opinion, I think they got Powell for. You see what I'm saying? So I know that the Spurs got the three-headed monster over there, but they got a good bench as well. But I like the Blazers in this it's not a must-win spot, but off a loss, revenge spot, it's a lot of boxes that check for me here. So I hope it doesn't go down like the Mavs game. But, I mean, they win by 1. I'm going to get it done. I do like the 2.5, guys. Blazers for me, money line, pick. Let's cash it, guys. Dame time, fire blaze them. I'm live from the car, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe. Go to sbrpicks.com/NBA. Check out all the articles we have over there. I'm your host, Jay Money. That's Jordan Sharp. That's Junior Browne. Light up one time, man. We holler at y'all tomorrow.